I have never seen a Christmas film be as terrible, be as bad, and be as cold as much as the one movie that came out in 7 years ago, which is none other than the Nutcracker in the Full Realm, which is the worst pieces of crap I have ever seen in a Christmas genre. If you want to watch a way better Christmas film, just stick with the Nutcracker in 1993. That is a much better Nutcracker film, more than this piece of crap.
I don't know what this is.
Look who's under the mistletoe!
Well, really it's some old parsley I found in the dumpster, but oh!
Hello, everybody. My name is NA Studio Lounge Show, and welcome to the magical world of Nutcracker. Well, it's not magical anymore because apparently in 2018, we got one of the worst Christmas films ever since Little Crapper, which is not saying a lot because Little Crapper is a god-awful Christmas film, and who knows, I might want to see a movie about sexual reference. Dude, that's disgusting. Anyway, guys, so what is my next Christmas review? Oh, I know, it's my rant on the Nutcracker and the First Hood. So yeah, honestly, this is not going to be a rant, people. This is going to be the biggest rant, because this is going to be the most angriest rant I ever going to do on my channel, because I absolutely despise this movie for the flaming burning passion. And this film might be in my top 10 worst movie of all time. That's how bad it is, actually. And I feel so sorry for Mature, the Arcane fan, that he had to watch this film for a Christmas marathon, and I warned him, but he wanted to watch it for a movie critic, and yeah, you need one bottle of water to survive this awful Christmas film, because this is just as bad than getting cold for Christmas. I gotta say this, but not just Nostalgia Critic got Jingle All the Way as a cold Christmas movie. My cold Christmas movie is The Nutcracker in the Full Realm. Came out the year of 2018. Anyway, enough further ado, let's get this over with. So in my own personal opinion, I think 2018 was a lackluster year for Disney. And yeah, sure, you got The Avengers Infinity War, and you got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And of course, you got The Incredibles 2, which my opinion on that film have been declining on a daily basis, but not as opinion as much as Alec, but I was just saying. And honestly, and I think Mary Poppins Return is a good movie, but the biggest problem of this movie, which then they went to the bank, and what's the point of having that in the first place? And I haven't seen, honestly, I kind of watched Christopher Robin, which is a Winnie the Pooh live action movie, and I gotta say this, I want to watch that instead of Blood and Honey any day. But not just Wreck-It Ralph 2 that we got back in that year, we have Nutcracker in the Full Realm, and I gotta say this, but even I'm not a huge fan of Wreck-It Ralph 2, but I gotta say, at least Wreck-It Ralph 2 has some good thing about it, like the animation, Disney princesses, Shank and Yes, all that's staying out of the movie. And now I don't, you know what, I don't know, like the ending just made me angry. But anyway, but honestly, even Wreck-It Ralph 2 is bad, but at least it's way more tolerable than Nutcracker in the Full Realm, because Nutcracker in the Full Realm make Wreck-It Ralph 2 look like masterpiece, compared to the Nutcracker in the Full Realm. So due to this movie came out on November, which I hope I'm right. Honestly, let me check the release date. Yeah, November 2nd. So when this movie came out on November 2nd, this film got panned by critic and the audience. They give this movie a 32% Rotten Tomato for the critic, and this film got a 36% for the audience. And when you're looking for the top critic, it got 31, and all the audience, it got 36. That is really bad, dude. It can show that Disney doesn't even care about the Nutcracker franchise, because the Nutcracker is a wonderful thing that came up from Christmas, and I gotta say this, but Paramount Theater does a lot better Nutcracker more than this god-awful movie right there, because Disney is trying their best to be like Paramount Theater's version of Nutcracker, and I gotta say this, but of the Nutcracker play, which I went to last year, is a 100 times better than this god-awful Nutcracker film that came out 7 years ago, which is kind of saying a lot, actually. And even worse, this movie got panned on IMDb. Yeah, this movie got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and this film got a 39 on Megascore. Oh, man. Man, this film is a lump of coal. And even worse, this film was a genetic flop at the box office. So the Nutcracker in the Third Turd was a box office flop. It was a box office bomb or flop, but definitely a bomb, you ask me. So the budget for this movie got a $120 million to $130 million. And the worldwide gross, this film made $174 million. And domestically opening, this film made the opening pathetically a $20.3 million. For crying out loud, Wreck-It Ralph 2 does a lot better box office, and even Frozen 2 did a lot better box office more than Nutcracker in the Full Realm. Well, even this film came way before Frozen 2 because Frozen 2 came out in 2019. But I was just saying as a Disney fan, and I was just saying it as a box office report because I think Frozen 2 came out in 2019 and the Nutcracker and Wreck-It Ralph 2 came out in 2018. Guys, if you want to watch a way better movie in 2018, honestly, for an animated movie, for your holiday spirit, just go watch Dr. Seuss Grinch. Well, even Dr. Seuss Grinch is not an epic, brilliant masterpiece. Still has some flaws about it, and even the main character did not feel like a Grinch at all. I feel like Dr. Strange dressed up the Grinch in a nutshell. But at least Dr. Seuss the Grinch by Illumination, at least Illumination tried their best to make it as a Christmas movie. But for Disney, absolutely not. So, and sadly, this film got a reward. Oh my lord, bro. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. My guy, how on earth this film got any reward? And this film won? Okay, what type of reward they won? A golden trailer reward? Oh, heck no. Alright, what about the Razzies? What? This film didn't get a Razzie? Oh yeah. Oh god. Not just Nutcracker in the Full Realm got snubbed at the Razzies. Even Artemis Fowl got snubbed at the Razzie. It could show that sometimes Razzie or bunch of whiny baby because they do not want to give Disney a Razzie reward. Well, you have to for the Disney Snow White because that movie got bad review because that review is even worse than Nutcracker in the Full Realm. But I gotta say this, but even Snow White remake was bad, but at least you have Rachel Zegler in that movie. I'm not a huge fan of Gal Gadot as the evil queen, which, yeah, flicker. I gotta say this, but the Snow White remake is way more terrible than the Nutcracker in the Full Realm. That's how bad this movie is because this movie is making me defend the Snow White remake even more. Guys, if you want to watch a way better Christmas movie and way better movie featuring the Nutcracker, dude, just stick with the Nutcracker in 1993. Honestly, I already know this movie got a 50%, which don't listen to them because they are a bunch of Grinch. I gotta say this, but the Nutcracker in 1993, that is my favorite Nutcracker movie. And guys, and go to your local Paramount theaters and go watch the Nutcracker play because Nutcracker play from Paramount theaters in my area is 100 times better than this god-awful movie, which is 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I gotta say this, but this film is 1 hour and 40 minutes of tortures. So do I have any positive I have for this movie? Absolutely not. Not even Morgan Freeman saved this movie to be bad. Like, seriously. Yeah, that's right. Even Morgan Freeman was really bad in this movie. And not even the visual saved this movie, to be honest. Let's get so many problems I have for this movie, and I might have to eat until at 12:30 because it's 12 in my area right now. It's afternoon, so it's even. So what do you expect? So the story and the concept, well, the concept seemed interesting, But the story, why it was really bad, man. Like that is the worst written story for a Christmas movie. Oh, for God's sake, even oh for oh for Pete's sakes, the Polar Express storyline is 100 times better than the storyline in this god awful pieces of crap. But honestly, not just we got the Santa Claus 3's Escape from Claus and even Little Crapper and even Bad Mom Christmas, but this movie is even worse than those 3 terrible Christmas films that came out years ago. Oh my goodness, frick them. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the story. The story in this movie is absolutely terrible, god awful pieces of crap, and I'll talk about more about the story on the John Wick and his buddy Christmas special. And the character in this movie, I have never seen a character in a Christmas film be as terrible since of the Santa Claus 3 Escape from Claus. I gotta say this, but this film make the Santa Claus 3 Escape from Claus look like Home Alone comparison. Okay, that was a terrible comparison. Anyway, you know I get my dress. But the character in this movie is absolutely terrible. Let's get to the main lead, which is Ned and Carol. Carol, she was really bad in this movie, and her performance is really razzy bad, man. Because, okay, what movie that she was in, actually? Seriously? She was in a Christopher Nolan movie? Okay, how on earth we go to this masterpiece into this, this abomination? Again, she went to nostalgia. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna cover this space Christopher Nolan movie. Alright, she went to a fantastic movie directed by Christopher Nolan, and now she went to this movie. Well, you can't blame on her because it is easily not her fault because she was just doing this. She was just doing this as a enjoyment, and she really wanted to be in a Christmas movie. And I haven't know what behind the scene in this movie is. Like, who knows that behind the scene about these characters that don't want to be in this movie. So yeah, I gotta say this, but this is it, dude. Carol in this movie, this has got to be one of the worst performances that she ever did to date. Because I gotta say this, but her character is even worse than the Twilight movie. For Pete's sakes. Now let's get to the character played by the legendary himself, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, what the quack are you doing, bro? You are the same actor that he was in the Lego movie, and of course he was in what's that movie called? The Shark Week Redemption. Yeah, the Shark Week Redemption. So he went to the Lego movie, Shark Week Redemption, and now he's in the Nutcracker movie. And I thought he's going to be the only character I like in this movie, but honestly, his performance was really bad. And of course, let's get to the character Martha Grandin. Helen, what the heck are you doing in this movie, woman? Like, you are the character in Monster University, and she was in the Barbie 2023. How on earth we go to that into you as a Mother Grandin? Oh my god, man. Mother Grandin, oh my god. She was really bad in this movie, my god. And now let's get to the worst character in this movie, which is none other than the villain. Wait a minute, the villain? Oh yeah. Okay, now let's get to the worst character in this movie, which is none other than the villain. Sugar Plum, oh my god. She is got to be one of the worst Disney villains for live action, period. Because she is really bad. Her twist villain is absolutely terrible, man. Because her performance as Sugar Plum, oh my goodness, she is, She might be one of the top 5 worst Disney villains of all time. Well, even I think the villain for The Wire is way worse, and even Hans is way worse. But this villain in this freaking movie, she was really bad. So, seriously. Yeah, that's my worst character in this movie. And what kind of actress that she was in? Okay, how on earth did she go to Love Actually, and now she went to her as Sugar Plum? I gotta say this, but Love Actually is a much better Christmas movie more than Nutcracker in the full realm. And the visual in this movie is absolutely terrible. Like the visual in this movie is honestly one of the worst visual I ever seen in a Christmas movie. And not even the score in this movie saved this film because actually, yeah, they completely copy the theme for Nutcracker. Yeah, you know, the Nutcracker theme go like this. Do 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 do. Yeah, they completely copy the theme for the Nutcracker, and even from the trailer. Dude, that is the most laziest soundtrack I ever seen, and the soundtrack of this movie is absolutely plain lazy. At least I'm not saying it as a C word, but I was just saying as a plain lazy. This is the laziest soundtrack I ever seen for a Christmas movie, darn it. And of course, the climax in this movie, it was a anti-climax. It's just an anti-climax, like I said. And of course, the ending just feels generic. Like, everything's back to normal, doo-doo-doo, and the movie is over. And of course, they got the egg. What is it, Barney Great Adventures? You know what? I'm done. I'm done talking about this movie. This film is just terrible to start to finish. And now, you excuse me, I'm gonna go down and eat before you know what? Let's continue. So overall, guys, that is why I absolutely despise the Nutcracker in the Full Realm. Because I gotta say this, but not just we got some terrible Christmas film. In the past few years, but I think this was a final straw for this, honestly. Well, I'm still gonna watch some terrible Christmas movie, which I haven't seen some of the bad Christmas movie, to be honest, which, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, that is my opinion on the Nutcracker in the Full Realm. I absolutely despise this movie, and honestly, this has got to be one of the worst Disney movie of 2018. And more I think about it, this might be the worst movie of 2018. Yeah, this is even worse than Gotti. This is even worse than The Meg. This is even worse than Wreck-It Ralph 2. And this is even worse than Teen Titans Go to the Movie. And this is even worse than The Happy Time Murderers. Come on, Disney, that is huge pathetic. Are you telling me that you made this film even worse than the Six Entertainment when they made A Happy Time Murderers? Come on, Disney, you know better than that. So the story is absolutely stupid. The character, no. Honestly, it's not stupid. So the story is absolutely ruined. The character are completely forgettable. The visual in this movie is absolutely awful. The acting is raspberry. And of course, the soundtrack is just the laziest soundtrack I've ever seen. The villain is stupid. But the main character herself was really bad. Even Morgan Freeman character and Helen, that doesn't save this movie, to be honest. And of course, the costume design in this movie. Okay, how on earth this film got nominated for a outstanding character animation and live action? You gotta be kidding me. That is so stupid. You know what? Flick this crap, I'm done. So, Nutcracker in the Full Realm, this film is up there with A Bad Mom Christmas, Diary of the Wimpy Kid Christmas movie that came out years ago, 8-Bit Christmas, The Holiday, Krampus, Four Christmases, Little Crapper, Santa Claus 3 Escape from Claus, and even Home Sweet Home Alone as the worst Christmas movie I have ever seen in my life. And this film is well deserved to get a 1 out of 10, the worst movie, and this film is absolutely garbage. Yeah, I freaking hate this movie, and this film couldn't burn in heck or I killed. Goodbye. And just like Willy Wonka said, you get nothing! Hey, so. Anyway, guys, so that was my biggest rant to one of the worst, most pathetic Christmas movie out there. What's another Nutcracker in the Full Realm. I am so glad I am doing a redo rant on this movie, because I did a rant on this movie back in 2020, and that doesn't age well. It aged well like milk. So that's why I redo it, actually. So if you want me to do a review on a much better Christmas movie, just let me know in the comment. Let me know. So I think my next movie review, which I don't know, maybe Freako Friday for Disney month, even my Lego Frozen short that came out last month for my Frozen month. Or even better, I might do a review on Love Actually or Jingle All the Way. You know what? I might do a review on Jingle All the Way, actually. So stay tuned for my movie review on Jingle All the Way. Yeah, yeah. Remember that underrated gem when the character played by the legendary himself, Otis Snowgate, he said this, "Put the cookie down now." Yeah, yeah. That would be me telling that to Alec. Yeah, put the cookie down now. Yeah, stay tuned for my movie review of Jingle All the Way, and I can handle the nostalgia critic opinion on that movie. But for you, Alec, I cannot handle, dude. I cannot handle your opinion on that movie. How dare you? How dare you say that Santa Claus 3 is way better than Jingle All the Way? Oh, heck no. Jingle All the Way will always be better than Santa Claus 3. And I am not handing you an opinion on any movie, Alec, because that's your punishment. But not in the heartless way impossible, because I'm trying my best not to be a toxic movie review. I was just saying. Anyway, guys, so I can hand you your guys' opinion, but for you, Alex, and Dan Silver and Amanda, no. Anyway, so tell me what's your worst Christmas movie out there, and tell me what's your favorite Christmas movie out there. For me, it's always be The Horrible. The Horrible, best Christmas movie ever, but The Nutcracker and the Full Realm, worst Christmas movie ever. And this movie even was A Bad Mom Christmas. That's even worse than that. Because at least A Bad Mom Christmas was trying to be a Christmas movie. But this film didn't even try at all. This film was rushed. This film was lazy. This film is really kind of, I don't want to say the C word because I don't want to get in trouble by Nicole. Even I'm making joke about it, but you don't find it funny. So, just like Joker said, why so serious? Anyway, guys, so if you enjoyed this Nutcracker, go into a chaos of Sugar Bum and Sugar Bum, fuck you. Please, I recommend you gentlemen, ladies, you hit the subscribe button, turn on notification, and share it with your whole family. But if you don't enjoy the video, you can go ahead and watch this film for over 9,000. So this is NH Studio Lounge shut off, and yadios, and you guys have a good early Merry Christmas, and the Nutcracker and the Full Realm, go freak yourself.
And join the celebration all across this wonderful land. Have a ringling, jingling, kringling Christmas. Ringling, hop along, sing along, happy holiday. Ho, 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 ho. And when the snow starts drifting, we'll hoist a hearty cheer for the rootinest, tootinest,